This question is coming from Mr. Alfred Salvador from PUP Graduate School. So he is in, I think he's in another country. So the question is, let's suppose the current administration, there's no specific, implement a public key infrastructure or PKI based method for collecting all pertinent data from its people like personal information, social information, health, financial information, and the like. How this administration intervene with the business process of giant telcos that can play a big role in the scheme of infrastructure?
Okay, that question, I think hindi siya only applicable, doesn't only apply with government institutions as well as for the private institutions. In terms of compliance, the number one consideration of the National Privacy Commission in terms of checking whether you comply or not is that, please take note of this, that whenever you process personal information, you must conduct a privacy impact assessment. Privacy impact assessment is a tool or activity that enables the controller or the handler of the personal information to secure or what are the protection measures in terms of handling it. Pag sinabi natin yung 5 stages of data processing life cycle, which includes the acquisition, use, storage, transfer, or even retention of personal information. Because privacy impact assessment can be addressed by having a systematic way of reducing the impact when it comes to having this personal information breach, or let's say the protection of personal data.
Okay, so sir, next questions. We have 4 questions left.
4 questions
For
left
this,
for
part-
vlog number 2.
Vlog number 2. For vlog number 2. Okay, so this question this is from Dr. Tess Nicolas Pancho of Beside NCR. So the first question is data privacy on issuing transcript of records with special power of attorney in the absence of the alumni or former students? The next question is, what is the coverage of the data privacy on YouTube like this?
Okay, first question, transcript of records in universities and colleges. First, processing of this should be on the part of the data subject himself. Now, unless hindi pa pwede yung data subject requesting for the transcript of records,
With special
power of attorney can also be done, but the law requires that the consent must be made for the issuance of such document to a third party. Let's say, upon request of another third party, basta merong consent. Second question is?
The second question is the coverage of data privacy on YouTube.
Okay, the coverage of data privacy of YouTube, because the law also covers videos, photos. So the same thing, if you upload this video without my explicit consent or written consent, I might file a complaint against you.
Okay.
If I find something in this YouTube, in this video that is inappropriate, that let's say for example, ayoko yung part na to, tapos in-upload mo siya. That's
okay,
the same thing.
yes.
This is the 7?
Yeah, I think that's the 7th question. Okay, so the 7th question is from Cirili Dominic A. Horlador, the MIT OIC Dean of the College of Computer Studies, Mindoro State College of Agriculture and Technology, MINSCA. The question is, can State University College outsource data protection officer that can represent the SUC if data breach happens? If not, who should be the ideal PPO?
Okay, I think the second question was already answered, but anyway, I will still answer the 2 questions. The first question is, can they outsource the function of a DPO? Yes, the law states that the functions the functions or the compliance of the data protection officer can be outsourced from a third-party provider. However, the responsibility is still with the data protection officer. Meaning, under the law, the liability of the head of the organization as well as the data protection officer cannot be delegated to a third-party provider. That means, in terms of compliance, the 5 pillars of compliance and everything can be outsourced. Let's say, for example, I'm the DPO, you are my outsourcing party, I can outsource from you my function, meaning the entire compliance. However, under the Data Privacy Act of 2012, I will still be the responsible person.
Okay.
The second question is...
that's only one question. So
Okay.
Okay. So here we are. Another question
Ano ba?
is from Dr. Louis F. Agustin, the Dean of the College of Computer Studies from Trimex Colleges, Binyan Incorporated. He has 2 questions. Is there a sanction if a company or institutional fail to comply or hire an individual as DPO? The number 2 question. This is tricky question. Why it costs too much for the DPA training?
Okay, first question, is there sanction if an organization did not appoint a data protection officer under the Philippine law as compared to other laws, internationally speaking? Wala naman. For as long as there is an accountable person within an organization, but legally speaking, it should be a data protection officer. The second question is why is it
cost too much for the
cost
DPA
too
training?
much for the DPA or data protection certification training? Number 1, probably the main reason is that there is a dirt or may sa Tagalog is may kakulangan in terms of
Scarcity.
there's a scarcity of trainers like us when it comes to the data protection officer certification training. Kaya hindi siya katulad ng teacher na ang dami-daming teacher, ang dami-daming engineers, but in the Philippines, it's there are only very few organizations or even individuals who can do the training or can conduct the training.
Anyone can conduct the training.
Yeah, let's say for example,
but you have to be certified.
yes, but not all certified DPOs can conduct training. It takes guts, experience, expertise. Like say for example, after 1 week you'll become a certified data protection officer. Do you think you're capable of conducting training? Definitely, it takes maturity to conduct a DPO certification training.
Okay. So what about the lawyers? Of course, they have this legal expertise in terms of the law.
Yeah.
So they can do some trainings, right?
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, it's in the Philippine setting, it's very hard to combine the expertise of an IT and the expertise of a legal officer. That's given.
Next question is from Dr. Eric Halton of Chiang Kai-shek College, Manila.
Chiang
Chiang
Kai-shek.
Kai-shek College.
That's Chiang Kai-shek.
Chiang Kai-shek. Oh, okay. College, Manila. Okay, what is the most ideal data storage and maintenance procedure for teachers and school administrators?
Okay, for teachers and school administrators, what's the question? The ideal.
The ideal data storage, because we're storing our data in different platforms like Google.
Okay.
Okay.
For data storage for administrators, information over the school's personal data, there are 2 ways to store data. It could be digital and physical. For the digital, for the digital copies like the hard drives, the cloud, for as long as your data is encrypted using AES 256 when it comes to the storage. You have to do your own encryption. You have to, I think you have to buy for the encryption of your personal data. That's for the digital files. Having digital files stored in the cloud or in the Google Drive, there's no assurance that your personal information are properly secured. Now, the other form of data storage, it's physical form, meaning the files, the papers, the folders. For as long as these files are properly secured, let's say for example, not mandatory, but let's say you're using a steel cabinet with proper keys, with doorknobs in the door. That's the proper way of having a secure data. Like for example, in the Philippines, when we talk about the personal information being stored by the faculty members, the normal setup in the faculty room is that there's a table, there are open shelves, personal information. Well, I think that's not a properly secured personal information.
Okay. This is from Professor Homer Ricacho Ampong from Biliran Province State University.
Biliran?
Biliran.
Saan yung
Oh.
Biliran?
Biliran Province State University.
Mindanao?
Okay. Biliran? I forgot.
Mindanao.
Where is it? Davao, Biliran. Okay, the question is, what is the purpose of Data Privacy Act? And what personal information are covered from this Data Protection Act?
What personal information are covered?
Yes.
Okay, all personal information are covered like the name, address, birthday, age, educational
Those are
records,
essential information.
health records, and all government issued IDs and numbers. But actually, the law defines the three major classification of personally identifiable information, such as personal information, sensitive personal information, and privileged information. The difference with the three is that when we talk about personal information, these are the basic information of an individual. SPI or sensitive personal information, these are personal information which is classified under the law as very sensitive, meaning you need to get consent. And the third classification of personally identifiable information is the privileged information. These are mostly personal information that can be obtained through your personal records from a court hearing, court procedure, etc., etc.
Siguro after this vlog, pwede na ako maging data privacy officer.
Yeah, of course, of
I have
course.
lots of information.
And can personal data be shared without permission? The answer is no, especially if you're dealing with sensitive personal information or SPI. It cannot be shared without your explicit
Especially
consent.
your credit card. Don't share the number. Okay.
I'll give an example of sharing my personal information without consent. Let's say, for example, somebody asks from you my personal number. You should not give it without my consent.
Without your consent, of course.
It cannot be shared without the consent
What
of the
if
individual.
others don't? Yes, who's the last coming from? This is coming from Professor Abigail Alex, the Director of Multi-Arts Program of FEU Tech Manila.
Oo, sa ano yan, sa malapit sa Moraita.
Moraita.
Oh.
Alam mo yan, taga
Abigail Alex, the friend
Yes,
of
Ma'am
Joe
Abby, thank you for the question.
Gonzalez.
Of course. Actually,
Si Joe
yung question
Gonzalez is...
Yes, Sir Joe Gonzalez.
Ano alias ni Joe?
Of course. Hindi. Uy, ano ka? Napakabait ko yan doon na.
Si Crazy. Okay.
Administrator ng FEU Alabang. Shout out yan, sir. Okay. Ito yung number. Okay, ang question niya is related sa kanyang profession. So, if we take pictures in public, do we need to blur the image of the people at the background? If we don't do that, do they have the right to sue the person who uploaded the picture?
Yes, definitely. That's a perfect... that's a good question with the perfect answer. If you want to post other people's photos, if that is not the subject matter of the photo, you must blur it so that
Grabe naman ang data privacy. Talaga
yes,
naman.
ganun talaga. Yun kan talaga. And let's say, for example, you've taken a picture of me in public, tapos wala akong consent, pinost mo siya sa Facebook.
Okay.
Pwede kitang issue for that because, just like in Japan. In Japan,
ang freedom of expression. We are depriving ourselves.
I'll give an example. In Japan, all cameras, like this one, photos,
Yes.
meron siyang clicker or yung shutter na rinig. Para aware yung tao na pinicturean siya. Especially
So,
in yung
That's already consent?
No, it's not consent. Para you're aware. In the Philippines, if you use your phone to take photos, di ba? Ang nangyayari is that mapipicturean ka na hindi mo alam. Kasi wala ka naririnig na shutter.
Oh, so, pero it's okay na yan as a consent.
Pero tama yung
So, sasabihin ko na, okay, picture. So, sino kasama dito, kailangan verbal lang, pwede na yun.
Hindi nga
Okay,
pwede
lahat.
verbal pag
Oo,
it comes to
talagang-
consent. Kailangan written consent.
Concentrated talaga mo. Ay naman. Ganun talaga siya. Walang tayo magagawa, guys. Ganun na talaga ngayon. Bakit ba? Saan ba nagpauso yan?
Walang nagpauso niyan. It's a law.
It's the law, of
It's a
course. We cannot, we cannot fight the law. Okay? Unless you amend the law.
Last night?
Okay, that's our last question for our part 2. So, see us again on the part 3 of this Q&A. Analytics, just like and subscribe and hit, of course, the notification bell. Okay?
Write your comments here.